violence, all that seasons for me. Comes to the wanton blood of your cheeks, the being scars, straight eyes. I eat to church, I must live, fetch a ladder. Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't hear you coming up the steps. Did you need something? Oh, you're looking for Kyron. I'm pretty sure he's out teaching the class right now. Did you need something urgently? You're not hurt or anything, are you? Did you get burned on the lava wall or anything like that? Okay, good. That, well, it definitely tests your skill, but can be pretty dangerous. Glad you didn't get hurt. Well, what did you need from Kyra? Oh, it's nothing, huh? Yeah, sure. You know, you can't lie to a daughter of Athena. Oh, it's alright. You don't have to tell me. You don't really know me. That's fine. Oh, I'm Andy, by the way. Daughter of Athena, obviously. What's your name? Nice to meet you. You haven't been at camp all that long, have you? I didn't think so. I've seen you kind of briefly, but I don't think we've actually talked or anything. Well, welcome to Camp Half-Blood. How are you settling in? Ah, that's what you wanted to talk to Kyron about, isn't it? It's getting a little crowded in the Hermes cabin for you, huh? Yeah. You know, there are lots of people who like being in the Hermes cabin. You know, people who are actually kids of Hermes. But it does get pretty crowded, especially when there's a whole bunch of new kids that haven't been claimed yet. But the gods have been pretty good about, claiming their kids a lot earlier, so hopefully it won't be too long for you. If you wanted, maybe we could try to figure out who your godly parent is. That might help kind of ease the tension a little bit. Sometimes when you just don't really know where you fit in, that can be pretty hard. I remember what it was like before Athena officially claimed me. It was tough. But luckily, I happen to be very fond of solving riddles and puzzles and things like that, so maybe I can help you get some ideas. What cabin you might end up in later. Yeah, sure, I don't mind. Here, let me get my notebook here. I never go very far without it. Let's see. Do you have any ideas of who you think your godly parent might be? Okay. No, that's okay. That's all right. Maybe I'll ask you some questions, kind of get to know you a little bit, and then I'll give you my ideas of who I think you might be related to. All right. Now, first of all, were you raised by your mortal parent? Okay, was it your mom or your dad? Okay, good. Well, that narrows it down a lot, obviously. Now, do you look like your mortal parent, or do you look more like someone else, maybe? Okay, let me just take a look at you. Eye color. Okay. And is this your natural hair color, or do you dye it that color? Okay, alright. Interesting. Well, a lot of kids, have different characteristics from their Greek godly parent, but it doesn't always happen. Some people look more like their mortal parent, which is totally fine. It varies a lot. But it's all just going to be part of the picture. You know what I mean? All right, what does your mortal parent look like? Can you tell me their hair, eye color, their height, any sort of distinctive physical features? Okay. Okay, sure. Okay. Now, do you have any other siblings, like half siblings that are all mortal? Okay, are they younger or older? Alright, gotcha. And what do they look like? Hair, eyes, anything distinct? Okay. Alright. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Nothing too distinct yet, I don't think. You know, sometimes it's like, wow, you have shocking bright blue eyes or something like that, but it doesn't always translate that way. That's totally fine. Obviously, physical characteristics are just a very small part of what makes you you. So, why don't I ask you some questions? All right, just to kind of get to know you, your personality, your interests, your strengths and weaknesses, things like that. And that'll kind of help me put together a picture of who your godly parent might be, okay? All right. Well, they're going to be probably pretty broad questions. Some of them you might not have an answer to, or you might just be like, no, of course not. That's a silly question. That's totally fine. And if I ask you anything and you're like, hold up, dude, that's too personal, I don't actually know you, that's okay too. You don't have to tell me anything, okay? You can just say, I don't know, or you want to pass, or whatever. That's totally fine. I don't want to like make you uncomfortable or anything, but I just kind of want to get an idea of who you are to help you find out maybe who your godly parent is, okay? Okay. Let's see. What should we start with? I suppose what would you say is your best quality? Or like if I was to ask somebody who knew you, sometimes it's weird to say like, I think this. If I was to ask your friends what your best quality is, what would they say? Are you outgoing? Can you make friends with anybody? Are you really smart? Are you funny? Are you good at like creating things? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Do you have like a favorite animal or a few animals? Okay, have you ever heard an animal's thoughts? Okay, well, some kids here can do that. And that's totally fine if you can't, yes or no. Some people can only hear certain kinds of animals' thoughts, and some people can hear all animals' thoughts. All right. What's your best subject in school? Do you like art, science, reading, PE? Okay. Mm-hmm. What's like your least favorite subject? Okay. Yeah, that's true. Me? Well, kind of English. I like to read when it's, in Greek, but like a lot of the kids here, I'm dyslexic, so English was always a little bit tough to learn in school, I guess. All right, did you ever like have anything weird happen at home or at school where like something, I don't know, tried to attack you or something unexplained that you didn't know what was going on before you found out that you were a demigod? Okay, what happened? Yeesh. But that was intense. Yeah. You never made any toilets explode, did you? Okay, good. Don't ask. It was a couple of years ago. Okay. Did you ever have something intense happen when you were being bullied, maybe, or in danger some way? Okay. Ooh, interesting. All right. Mm-hmm. When did you first start seeing through the mist? Was it like after you came here and found out who you are, or did you have times before then? Okay. When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up? Okay. Good. Has that changed, or is that still kind of where you want to be? Okay. What would be your dream destination for a super relaxing vacation? Mountains, beach, exploring a new city, a spa, anything like that? Okay. And what about a destination for a very adventurous vacation? Where would you want to go? Okay. What's your favorite kind of music? All right. Do you really like watching movies and TV shows, that kind of stuff? Okay, what's your favorite genre? All right. Do you have any favorite shows? Oh, yeah, that one's really good. I haven't seen the newest season yet. Don't say anything. All right, this one's a little bit personal. It's okay if you don't want to answer it, but it can be really, really telling. What are you most afraid of? Are you afraid of heights? Are you afraid of flying in an airplane? Afraid of spiders? Anything like that? Okay. Do you know what your fatal flaw is? Yeah, has someone explained to you? Well, a lot of heroes in the old stories, they were super strong, super creative, inventive, clever, whatever you want to say, but they always had some sort of a fatal flaw. And often that's what ended up either being their demise or ending their story in tragedy in some way or another. It could be hubris. That's a common one in at least Greek mythology, being really, really proud and thinking that you can do everything on your own. It could be falling in love too easily. It could be, being unfaithful to somebody that you're with. That one happens a lot in stories too. It could be, being too loyal. Anything like that. All right, that's okay. It's all right if you don't know what it is yet. It might be something that you don't really come across until you're more on a quest. You never know. Hopefully, you never find out what it is. Well, I guess it's nice to know, just in case something happens. It's always good to understand what your strengths and your weaknesses are, I guess. But hopefully you never experience it, I guess. All right. Let's see, what else would be important? Okay, how about in nature? Is there some sort of an element or like just something in nature that you feel really, really connected to? Like, walking through the forest or being in the ocean or being, the air, the wind, the sun, the moon, anything like that you're like, yes, that's my jam. Okay. Again, not everybody has something like that, but it could be pretty telling, if you do. All right, what are some things that you like to do in your free time? Yeah, do you like to do any kind of art? Anything like that? Okay. How do you feel about poetry? Okay. Alright, that's totally fine. Have you gotten hurt at any point while you were here and had to take ambrosia at all? Okay. What did it taste like to you? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I've heard all kinds of things. I've heard, fresh strawberries. I've heard, specifically their mother's homemade cookies. Any of those kinds of things. Just some really comforting, really nice flavor, obviously. I suppose if you were a child of Demeter, it might be like a really good croissant. Don't tell them I said that. They might be offended. Maybe not. I don't know. Alright, do you like playing sports? And do you have any specifics that you like? Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright, what is your favorite color? Okay. Would you say that you have like a sort of aesthetic? I mean, I know here we all don the very fancy camp t-shirts, but would you say that you're like more edgy, more country, more city, more like comfy nature, anything like that? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, and then I know you haven't been here for very long, but out of the different, classes and camp activities, do you have a favorite? Archery, horseback riding, the lava obstacle course, capture the flag. Okay, yeah. Do you have anything that you've discovered you're not very good at? Which is totally fine. Not everybody is good at everything. That's why we train, obviously. But do you have anything that you're like, yeah, that's not my jam yet? Okay. Oh yeah, just thinking about your answers so far. I have a couple of ideas, but not totally sure yet. How about in the combat classes and activities here? Do you have a favorite style of fighting that you've found you really like? Maybe archery or sword, or using more of a battle axe or a dagger, anything like that. Okay. Have you had any like vivid or prophetic dreams or anything like that? Okay. Do you like learning new things? Do you have any hyper fixations or special interests, that kind of stuff? Okay. Ooh, interesting. Well, I'm a daughter of Athena, plus the daughter of an archaeologist, so I grew up knowing everything about ancient cultures and all that kind of stuff. I still love it. And dinosaurs. That's paleontology, not archaeology, but it's kind of related, I guess. I really, really loved dinosaurs when I was a kid. Like, so much. Do you like cooking or baking? Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you like to travel to new places, or are you more of a homebody? More like I'm here, I want to stay here. Okay. Do you feel more energized during the day or at night? Okay. Okay. This one's gonna sound a little bit weird, especially if you're like, no, of course not. But have you ever seen any ghosts or like dead people? Okay, all right. It's all good. Do you like solving puzzles, solving mysteries, that kind of thing? Alright. Alright, so of the campers that you've met here so far, now, obviously, like, you can be friends with people from any cabin, but is there anybody who's, like, you feel more of a connection to them? More than just, oh yeah, we're friends, but like something that feels like it goes a little deeper than that? Does that make sense? I don't know, maybe that's weird. Just someone that you have a lot in common with, maybe. Okay. Oh yeah, they're great. I love them. Alright. Anybody else? Okay. Interesting. Now, are there any kids that you definitely don't get along with? Which, again, totally fine. Well, I don't know that anyone really gets along with them. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Interesting. How did you get here to camp? Were you led here by a satyr or kind of find your way on your own? Okay. Which one? Oh, okay. Cool. Interesting. Well, I have some ideas. Let's just put it that way. I have some theories. There aren't any answers that are like, ooh, yes, it's all definitely this one or all definitely that one. But I've got some ideas of who your godly parent might be. Well, I don't want to promise anything and then, get your hopes up or anything like that. Would you mind if maybe I take a couple of days or maybe just a day and kind of watch you, get a feel for like who you are and your personality, that kind of stuff, and then I'll get back to you? Alright. I wouldn't want to not thoroughly do my research and give you an incorrect answer, of course. My mother would not be very pleased with that. It always takes some studying. Anything else about you that you think that I should know? Any, like, good habits or bad habits that you do? Like, do you have a temper? Do you, feel irritated when people don't understand what you're saying? Anything like that? Okay. Yeah, I think you'll find that that's pretty common with a lot of the campers here. Yeah. Alright. Anything else that you think might be useful for me to know? Alright, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I've got some ideas. But, like I said, I don't want to get your hopes up or tell you something that isn't true. So, I'll take some time to think about it, okay? Oh, looks like Kyron's coming back up to the big house. You can go ask him whatever it is that you needed. Or you can just, hang out here if you want. I don't own the porch. You can sit here too. Or, whatever. Sometimes being in the Hermes cabin, you do kind of feel like you just need to get away from it all. I totally get that. If you want somewhere to just be a little more quiet, that's totally fine too. Okay. Well, I've been seeing you around a little bit, like I said beforehand, and you've definitely got some good skills. I would bet that whoever your godly parent is, they'll claim you pretty soon, okay? I know it can be pretty tough, especially being the new kid here, but we've all been there. we all stumbled into here not really knowing what we were getting ourselves into. And you learn, you grow into it, you train, you get better, and you find out who you are. No matter who you are, you belong here, okay? Camp Half-Blood is pretty awesome. I mean, sure, I guess there's always going to be some kids you don't get along with, or some of the training can be a little bit dangerous. But you're safe. You're with people that are like you. And you'll find where you belong. I promise. Well, if you ever need somebody to just, sit and vent to or whatever, let me know, alright? I'm usually, around somewhere, or I do like to hang out here on the porch too. Around, okay? Alright. Welcome to camp, kid. You'll be just fine.